call from Five Keys, New Mexico sends Elise back to her old family's house to confront the demons of her past. This is probably one of the few times where the demons are not figurative. The film is directed by Adam Robitel and written by Leigh Whannell. And as far as the producers go, there's a lot of them. The movie stars Lynn Shay, Leigh Whannell, and Angus Sampson. This man cannot stop putting himself in his own movies, can he? The movie is non-stop from beginning to end, heavy on jump scares, but they are well done and very suspenseful. It is fair to note that because it's mostly jump scares, you're not getting a lot of variety, so keep that in mind. Characters are more on the reserved side, with the exception of Specs and Tucker, who are awkward but still fun. Yet, their performances can be very cringy, and by cringy I mean you will physically recoil when you see the things they do. The effects were all solid, and the music was both moody and helped build up the atmosphere. For any atmosphere that the music didn't build up, the Fog Machines made that in spades. The story had some twists I was not expecting, and there's a lot of depth and symbolism ripe for analysis. There was one major flaw in this, but I'll forgive the film because it does delve deeper into a particular character who is important to Elise and the story. Plus, it would have been a lot harder to set up the latter half of the movie without this. So, I guess you can't get it all perfect. While Elise is a well-known character from the series, this really does continue to build her up and gives us a lot of insight into what her upbringing was like, which does explain a lot of the kind of characteristics she demonstrates throughout the movies. So, yeah. And honestly, any excuse to get Lynn Shay back in this role is well worth the effort. She puts on a magnificent performance. There is just one thing that I really have trouble with in this film. It lacks impact. Even after watching the film, I was having trouble really grasping it. Not to say I couldn't understand what was going on, it was very clear what was happening, but I didn't have anything to anchor my attention to it. Nothing lasting or enduring. When it came to it, I had plenty of things to really grapple to. Not just the performances of the characters, but also a lot of set pieces, props, and different things that happened. This movie, though, lacks all of that. But considering this is a PG-13 horror film, the fourth in the franchise, put out in early January, and stars a 74-year-old woman as the lead protagonist, I think it's more than earned a little leeway in that department. This is a major accomplishment to have a fourth film in a series that didn't suck. Whether it's in horror or not, because that's hard to do. And after talking to a few people, it seems like the entire series has been pretty solid. So, even though there were some pretty big issues I had with the movie, in retrospect, it's a miracle this film was as good as it was. So, I recommend you see it. I give it a 7 out of 10. So, as for me, I will see you in the next one.